Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to another lecture of series UGPG. Today we will talk about Convention on Biological Diversity. So before starting, I would like to request you to please use your headphones for better sound quality. This lecture will be helpful for the students of Biotechnology, Genetics, Ecology, Environmental Science, Environmental Law, Conservation Biology, and other related disciplines. And this will be helpful for those students as well who are preparing for various competitive examinations. So moving to the main text of the topic. So here's the brief introduction on the Convention on Biological Diversity. Convention on Biological Diversity was opened for signature on May 5, 1992 during Earth Summit held at Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And Earth Summit, also known as Rio Summit or United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, UNCED. It entered into force on 29th of December 1993, and as of now 196 parties are there to CBD. India became a party to CBD on 19th of May 1994, and the Secretariat of CBD is located in Montreal, Canada. Those students who are preparing for the competitive examination, so here is the information for these students that the celebration of International Day for Biological Diversity हर साल 22 मई को मनाया जाता है, और इस साल 2020 में इसका जो थीम है that is Our Solutions Are in Nature. Now moving to the next slide. So as I have told you, there are 42 articles described in the text of CBD, and we will discuss few of them one by one. The objective of CBD as described in Article 1 is conservation of biodiversity, sustainable use of different biodiversity components, and fair and equitable sharing of benefits derived arising from utilization of genetic resources. So Convention on Biodiversity के जो ऑब्जेक्टिव्स हैं वो आर्टिकल 1 के अंदर डिफाइन हैं. सो बायोडाइवर्सिटी को कंजर्व करना है, बायोडाइवर्सिटी के किसी भी कंपोनेंट से जो यूज करना है दैट शुड बी सस्टेनेबली, एंड वॉट एवर द बेनिफिट्स डिराइव उनकी जो शेयरिंग होनी चाहिए दैट मस्ट बी फेयर एंड इक्विटेबल. चाहे वो बेनिफिट्स, चाहे कि वो मॉनेटरी बेनिफिट्स हो, चाहे वो नॉन मॉनेटरी बेनिफिट्स हो. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द आर्टिकल 1. Now moving to the Article 2. So Article 2 के अंदर कुछ important terms हैं जिनको define किया गया है. उसमें से कुछ terms मैं आपको के साथ share करने जा रहा हूँ. So first term is biological diversity. The term biological diversity is defined as variability among living organisms from all the sources, among others terrestrial, aquatic, including marine and other ecosystems, that is, diversity within species, between species, and of ecosystems. In simple terms, the biodiversity is the variety and variability among all life forms. That means, so biological diversity का मतलब है जितने भी diverse living organisms हैं वो सब मिलके एक biodiversity को constitute करते हैं. Biotechnology is also defined as the use of living organisms or biological systems or their derivatives to develop or modify product or process for specific use. Next, genetic resources को भी इसके अंदर define किया गया है. So any genetic material that of potential use is basically the genetic resource. Habitat is also defined. So place where organism or population occurs naturally, that is basically defined as habitat. Now moving to the Article 3. So according to Article 3, the principle of CBD describes states have sovereign rights in accordance with Charter of United Nations and the principle of international law to exploit their own resources in accordance to their own environmental policies. And the states are responsible to ensure that the activities within their control and or jurisdiction do not cause any environmental damage to other states or areas beyond their national jurisdiction limits. सो ये एक स्टेट की जिम्मेदारी है. स्टेट यहाँ पे मीन्स द पर्टिकुलर कंट्री जो कि मेंबर है सीबीडी की. एवरी स्टेट हैव रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, हैव राइट्स टू एक्सप्लॉइट देयर ओन जेनेटिक रिसोर्सेज in a sustainable way and keeping in mind the equitable and fair sharing of benefits derived from genetic resources. So every state is responsible to ensure that the activities within their control or jurisdiction do not cause any environmental damage to other states. Now moving to Article 6. So Article 6 is basically the general measures for conservation and sustainable use. So Article 6 describe करता है generally कि क्या कदम उठाए जाएं कि बायोडाइवर्सिटी के कंजर्वेशन के लिए और उसके सस्टेनेबल यूज के लिए. सो ईच कॉन्ट्रैक्टिंग पार्टी शैल डेवलप नेशनल स्ट्रेटजीज, प्रोग्राम्स और प्लान्स as a part of the general measures for conservation and sustainable use. Now moving to Article 7. So Article 7 is the identification and monitoring. So each contracting party shall identify biodiversity components important for conservation and sustainable use, monitoring them through sampling or other techniques, identify categories or process that may have adverse impact on conservation and sustainable use of biodiversity or genetic resources. Now moving to Article 8. So Article 8 is deal with the in situ conservation. So इस आर्टिकल के अंदर कंट्रोल एंड रेगुलेशन ऑफ रिस्क एसोसिएटेड विद लिविंग मॉडिफाइड ऑर्गेनिज्म resulting from modern biotechnology approach that likely to have adverse effects on conservation and sustainable use of biodiversity, keeping in account of human health, has also mentioned. So Article 8 जो in situ conservation के लिए है, उसके अंदर जो लिविंग मॉडिफाइड ऑर्गेनिजम्स जो कि मॉडर्न बायोटेक्नोलॉजी के थ्रू डेवलप किए गए हैं उनके से एसोसिएटेड रिस्क की बात भी की गई है. Article 9 is ex situ conservation, and as far as the in situ and ex situ conservation concerned, so in situ conservation is the conservation within the natural habitat of the organism, and ex situ conservation the conservation in the habitat other than the natural habitat. Now moving to the Article 14. So Article 14 is basically for impact assessment and minimizing adverse impacts. So how we assess the impact? So environmental impact assessment is one such strategy. Now moving to Article 15, which is access to genetic resources. Article 15 recognizes sovereign rights of states over their natural resources. Authority to determine the access to genetic resources is subject to national legislation or with the national government, and each contracting party create conditions to facilitate access to genetic resources for environmentally sound use. And access where granted, it shall be on mutually agreed terms subjected to prior informed consent. So what is the meaning of mutual agreed terms? So mutual agreed terms that both the contracting parties shall make the terms or agreement, and that agreement is basically keeping in mind the fair and equitable sharing of benefits. So before exchange or before transfer to the genetic resources, there must be a prior informed consent between the two states or two parties. So Article 16 describes about access to and transfer of technology, and technology includes biotechnology. So what are the measures of technology transfer? These are the described in Article 16. And Article 19 describes the handling of biotechnology and distributions of benefits arise from the biotechnology applications. And it emphasizes on the biotechnology research, especially those contracting parties which are developing countries, and provide their genetic resources. The Convention on Biological Diversity has three supplementary protocols. These are Cartagena Protocol, Nagoya Protocol, and Nagoya Kuala Lumpur Supplementary Protocol. I have already prepared the video on Cartagena Protocol. I have already posted the first lecture under UG-PG series on Cartagena Protocol. In brief, Cartagena Protocol deals with the safe handling, safe transfer, and safe use of living modified organism produced as a result of modern biotechnology approach. So, this is all about the today's video, and here are some important references and sources. Thank you. And if you found video useful, so kindly subscribe this channel, like and share with your friends and colleagues. Thank you for watching. Do hard work but smartly. Develop, nourish and amplify your knowledge. Stay blessed. Goodbye.